cares about that? Why can't we talk about more positive things?
Superhero movies.
Of course.
Being in the limelight.
There's so many of them, they can't ignore it. Yeah, they're like the Jay Leno of social media.
Yeah.
Dude, Cardi B on social media is fucking hilarious.
Right?
She talks about like pussy wedgies and shit. Dude.
Stick around, cause I am coming back. And I know someday I'm gonna make it big.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just sit here.
Seriously.
That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway, all right, let's get to the show.
What the hell else is? Oh, the Aladdin trailer.
Oh boy, yeah. So that's
That
part of
looks-
what I want to talk about.
That fucking CG was janky. Like I'm using your words. That shit was fucking janky, dude. And then I don't think the Will Smith Aladdin, dude.
No, I think it's
Because he's got the Will Smith, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I liked Will Smith in like Hitch. I thought that movie was awesome. I liked that movie.
yeah.
I like Will Smith in like Men in Black and stuff. I
Bad
don't like him
boy.
as Aladdin. I don't like him as a genie. I think it's like a poor choice.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Let's not waste it for the.
I mean, it's, you know,
Can you hear yourself?
yeah, it's like Ben Affleck, Batman kind of
Oh, come on, man.
That was shitty, dude.
Come on. There's worse Batman.
Yeah, George Clooney, and he'll admit that, but Ben Affleck wasn't good, dude.
Yo, Michael Keaton got out alive.
Michael Keaton was good.
I'm saying, like, if he would have stuck it out for a third one and had like a Joel Schumacher or somebody like that, I think he got out alive.
Well,
Meaning that he made the right decision to stop after 2.
yeah, well, Tim Burton, it's all about who writes it. The thing
Yeah.
about the one who wrote for Clooney, although I thought Clooney would have sucked as a Batman anyway, the one who wrote that one, that sucked too.
That was, I think, Joel Schumacher, I think.
Yeah,
It was
fucking shit
terrible.
was junk.
The back credit card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was gross. It's just like, you should be,
I need a shower.
yeah, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself for doing some shit like that.
Just terrible.
Yeah, fucking.
Nipples on the suit and the back credit
Yeah,
card.
it's fucking crusty, dude.
Yeah. Wait, was that the one?
Oh,
Was
the
that-
Flash. There's the Flash news. The one guy's gonna leave
On the CW series.
Yeah, and he was like one of the main guys. He plays Cisco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that, I'm like, he's one of those guys. Maybe we should talk about it in here.
Yeah, we'll talk about it for sure. What is that noise?
Yeah,
There's
whatever.
always going to be some noise. That's what the
It's
basement's
not.
all
Yeah, it's
about.
not your mother's basement, dude.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
Missing Nick,
We're missing Nick,
and I'm Jamie.
and you're Jamie. Nick, you think Nick was a big old baller, man? He had to step away because he had to do his taxes.
That was always doing.
Yeah. He had to do his
Well,
taxes.
shit, dude. That's some fucking money.
You got to do it, man. I don't blame the guy. You got to do it.
Yeah,
but I
fucking
miss
man.
him. I miss him when he's not here.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. He's got all that information. He's got all that useless info. You know what I mean? That you're just like, holy shit, you're right.
That's right. Just imagine if we applied.
And you won't get called out tonight for like
won't.
miss facts.
I'll be able to run my mouth
Yeah.
crazily.
And then I'll just fuck with you next week.
That's right. Stacking up the fact checks. I won't tell him when we release the episode. I'll keep him in the dark. Hopefully he'll save me, give me a reprieve. Yeah, so the weekend box office shifted up this year. I mean, this weekend. Lego Movie came
Yeah,
out.
that came out. Yep.
But it came out with a sputter. It didn't come out swinging like the first one did. $30
I
million.
kind of figured that. I mean, if you watched the first one, it was okay.
Yeah. I really liked the first one. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was okay. It was cool. But like, I think they're going to go after the same type of thing. So then everybody's not surprised. So
Yeah.
the luster is lost.
Yeah. But it really, I mean,
It wasn't
did well.
really going up against anything.
No, it wasn't going up against anything, and it only did $34 million at the box office.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all.
Chris Pratt at the helm.
I think that's all it was going to get. Let's be honest. I mean, if it was going up against some heavy hitters, it could have lost very badly. So I think they came out alive on that one.
Yeah.
How much did they have into it?
$100 million.
So they might.
They'll make their money back.
Yeah.
Overseas for sure.
Yeah.
But, and
I'll definitely watch it when it comes out.
Yeah. But you're not excited. I'm not even excited for the kids.
No.
And the kids aren't banging on my door going to say, "Oh, Dad, we need to go see that." My kids are
I actually asked my kids if they wanted to go see it, and they're like, "Eh."
Really?
Yeah. We're like, "Yeah, we can go see a movie. This time we'll leave Cullen with somebody."
Poor Cullen.
Yeah, well.
He can't be trusted.
Yeah,
he can't be trusted.
Poor me. Yeah, that dude's iffy, right? So, but we were going to leave him, and they're like, nah, we're good.
Yeah. But so it they didn't want to go see it. It was, I'm trying to think what the first one did. I think the first one did some heavy numbers, man.
Oh, dude, that fucking was colossal.
Yeah.
It was good though. It definitely was good. Hey, and they'll make a killing off the fucking all the Legos.
merch.
Yeah. Just the Legos.
Yeah, $312 million domestic.
I saw you can collect the figures, and each figurine is $4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's 20 of them.
Dude, Lego makes their money, man.
and
When's the last time you went to a Lego store?
Oh, we get them all the time.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, we get them all the time. We just got done building part of the Harry Potter castle.
Oh, did you?
And then my daughter, we just built a big Friends thing, the Friends, whatever.
So, how many pieces, give or take, in a Harry Potter castle? You're talking about
that was a shit ton. There was there's 4 or 5 booklets.
4 or 5 booklets.
Yeah.
So it's the whole Hogwarts.
Yeah, it's a section of Hogwarts. You can get 2 sections. We got the one section, and then we got another section, which is the tree with the car.
Uh-huh.
And then you can get the other section, and I'm sure we'll get them that. You know how that goes.
Yeah, dude, they got the little tool these days. You know the little tool that
the
pries
orange
them
tool.
up?
It's the shit. I
didn't have that shit when I was a kid.
That's the best thing ever.
Your fucking fingers get raw.
It's kick ass.
Yeah, so simple.
Yeah, and sometimes you just
they better have a goddamn tool. Those things are expensive. Yo, I got the knockdown Millennium Falcon, and it was
3.
It was 100 and something. But the big ones,
$800.
Yes.
I looked at it because I'm gonna definitely get the Ghostbusters house. That's $350. But dude,
you're talking about the firehouse.
It's the John, dude.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's the John
seat.
It's the shit, dude.
But you heard about Jason Reitman, right?
Yes.
Taking the helm. Did we talk about
Yes,
this?
we did. We talked about it a little bit.
I'm okay with that.
And there's other people salty about it because he didn't recognize.
Yeah. Come on.
Get over yourselves.
Kid earns the right. But I didn't know that he dropped a pic on Instagram that said, and it gave me I got a little choked up. It said, Dad gave me the keys to the car, and it's the Ghostbusters mobile.
That's awesome.
Yeah. God damn, that gave me chills.
I like it. I dig it.
If
it's done right, I'm not going to complain.
Think about that. Dad gave me the keys to the car.
You're damn right. Ecto 1.
Ecto 1, exactly. That's good stuff.
But yeah, Legos, they're no joke. They're fucking legit ass expensive.
Yeah.
And my wife got she buys the green, it's like a green board.
Yeah.
So you can snap them down so they can put them on their nightstands or their bureaus and stuff. It's pretty cool.
So you can so you don't have to worry about picking them up, having to bust them up.
No, if you say you build the castle, you can snap it on top of this bastard and then just stick it on your bureau or whatever and look at it.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're expensive, but they're fun. Legos, and I don't even think Lego has the patent on the bricks anymore. So that means anybody can make a Lego brick.
Yeah, but I don't know if you ever used, because we used some ghetto ones.
Yeah, like the Duplo blocks and shit
like that. They
like
don't
that.
fucking hold up.
Yeah, they're not
junk,
good.
dude.
Well, and here's the thing. Lego's got all the money, man. They're like the fat cat at the poker table that can push the table around because they got all the licenses.
Yeah, and you know why they're smart, though, too? They let, people be like, hey, you like something? Tell us, and we'll design it, and we'll sell it.
Yeah.
And they made a fucking killing off that because people would send in what they wanted. Like they would send in like the DeLorean from Back to the Future. They would send in Ecto 1 and they're like, oh, people want it. We'll make it. No problem.
It's smart.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to I think it was at the Art Institute. No, I think it was Philadelphia Museum of Art, maybe, or maybe Franklin Institute. They had the Art of the Brick. So there's this, I want to say he was like a tax attorney or something like that, living in New York. And he used to come home and blow off steam by having his own Lego room. And he just build shit.
Fuck.
So the dude started
like the dude from Lego Movie.
Yeah. So the dude started making crazy stuff, man. Now he's got a sculpture, like an exhibit that tours around the world. He gets hired. I think he may have a steady gig with Lego, but then he'll get hired. Like you'll see like a serpent he made that's in one of the water features down in Disneyland.
That's badass.
Yeah. His job is
to build
Legos and make mad cash doing it.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'm jealous as fuck, but that's the way it goes. So back box office. Lego, the Lego Movie Part 2, the second part, $34 million. What Men Want. Have you heard about this movie?
Trying to think. No, I don't.
It's got Taraji Henson and Tracy Morgan in it. Remember the movie? What I think it was What Women Want. It's Mel Gibson. He could read their minds. Same exact movie, but instead of a middle-aged white dude, it's a younger black woman.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see what they did there.
It's Hollywood just running out of ideas.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they ran out of ideas a long time ago. Let's be honest.
And I want to talk about that because I think I want to get to talking about what's going on with the Disney live-action remakes. We'll talk about that later, though. And then talk about lack of ideas. Cold Pursuit. Liam Neeson has become his own franchise.
Yeah, except for his recent way with words.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, on that note, okay.
What exactly did he say?
All right, so he came out and said, that's why, all right, he came out and said, apparently, like back in the day, his friend got raped by allegedly a black dude.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Yeah.
And he said that he was so angry about it that all he could think about, like, was going out and just beating up
random black people?
Like, in a sense, that's like what he came out and said. But then he like said, like, after he cooled off and cool heads prevailed, he, came to his senses.
Yeah.
Now, granted,
he's copping to the fact that he had some racist tendencies.
I got, I would like to actually talk about this, right?
Go ahead.
So, the guy said he made a mistake. He came clean. Granted, it was totally not right, and he'd be the first one to admit it.
Yeah.
So here's my question to everybody is, certain instances, when people do like a crime, like there's some crimes that are like non-forgettable. Like you can't look
some heinous shit.
Yeah, you can't look past. Like
you go to jail, you're dead.
Like rape and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you did something stupid, like said something stupid, can you redeem yourself later on?
Well, apparently that's the Kevin Hart thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like in his, even so, like that guy seems like, I don't know the guy worth a shit.
Yeah.
But that guy seems like a good-hearted person who, you know what I mean, puts his best foot forward at all times. He's
never had a reputation for being shit.
And you can go either way on that because one, it is comedy, so it's.
Do you think he was trying to be funny?
No, I'm talking about his instance where he did joking about about homophobia, like he was
for Kevin Hart,
for Kevin Hart, like why he got in trouble.
Sure,
about the
he
whole
gets a little bit more of a pass.
Okay, yeah, and well, not even that. It's that he, it's comedy. One, two, so you could take it either way. Like he could have just wrote it as a joke, and granted, he found it to be distasteful in his own opinion later on. But do you skewer the guy and then push him away from the Oscars? And now that's what I'm saying. Like we talked about this before. Comedy's getting ruined. Look, nobody's hosting the Oscars now, and why the hell would you?
Yeah, it's a prickly pear.
You don't want to get scrutinized. You know what I mean? And it's like, like this current, like that governor in Virginia, they dug up his, like that picture with him in like the blackface
stuff
with it, you know, but it shows, you know, granted that's wrong, but it goes to show you that like people like dig up anything. So you better make sure, and listen, everybody's got a skeleton or two hanging in their closet.
Well, it should, I mean, in my opinion, you know, life, the only way you build characters through adversity and through some type of something you had to strive for or struggle with or deal with in some way that changed you minutely or in a big or small way, and then you've gotten to this place where you've become interesting. Right, and not interesting because you know you're like a Jeffrey Dahmer that drills people in the head and buries bodies in their back, but interesting because you've been through some shit, right?
Yeah.
So you have to have made mistakes and been through some shit in order for you to come out on the other side as hopefully a better person.
Yeah, and that's my point.
Yeah.
Is like coming to a head. Like the media always focuses on negativity because negativity sells, but they don't focus on. I saw that one story about that neo-Nazi dude getting together with Nick's gonna have to fact check me on that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a descendant of Martin Luther King. And either that or it was just like some random lady, but she was like the head of like some organization. But they got together and like created like dialogue and started talking, and then they.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It was like a story, but it was like it was one of those stories that was just in and out, not drug out like the Kevin Hart thing unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying?
People are still talking about it. Well, the Oscars are coming up, so
yeah, but it's like who cares about that? Why can't we talk about more positive things like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people, because that's that seems to be an issue nowadays. Is like. Everybody's either, you know, this or that.
Well, people feel, you're right. It's first of all, social media has become very much the judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, because opinions, you know.
And they stick, you know. There was an episode of Black Mirror where if you had to behave a certain way and if you didn't, someone could actually like downgrade your rating. And if you got a social media rating of a certain amount, then people wouldn't even be able to see you. You're like socially ostracized, outcast. Like it was really fucked up, man. And it's like that. I love that series because it makes you think.
Yeah,
you know, and it's a hyperbolic version of what's going on in today's society. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think with the climate the way it is, you know, and people love to feel empowered to judge people.
Oh yeah, opinions are like assholes.
Well, yeah, I think people feel weak and not empowered on a day-to-day basis. They don't have control over their lives. So when they're able to be these keyboard terrorists and enact some type of reaction based on what they've done.
An instant reaction, which usually has consequences.
I think it's fucking scary, man.
It is.
I think it's really, really scary. Because sometimes because what happens is, people forget about the biggest advertising companies on the planet. It's not the Ogilvies. It's not the traditional advertising companies. It's the social media companies. You know, it's the Facebooks and Instagrams and Twitters that are now these, and Google that are these massive advertising companies. And if people are making money through that, through products, through services, and if your income is dependent or attached to some type of service or some type of product, and then you can't be associated with any of those people because now you're uranium because you've been ostracized in social media, it's a death sentence, you know? That's fucked up.
Yeah, like look at people have ended their careers on that. We've talked about that before. Instantaneously. You know, sometimes you're either quick to judge or you're quick to comment, and that'll bite you right in the fucking ass.
Yeah.
To the point where you got no job.
Yeah, and then you get the flip side of this, which is this falsehood, right? This phony baloney thing where people don't want to offend anybody, and people don't want to be genuine. They want to be
they're like the Jay Leno of social media.
yeah, exactly. They're like, God forbid they ever say anything negative for fear that they might not get the job, or
and then you don't even trust them.
Yeah,
because
it just becomes this very
this
plastic. I don't know.
It's a fine line we're walking, folks.
Fine line. Anyway, Cold Pursuit. It's like another version of Taken.
Yeah.
It's Liam Neeson. His son gets
Is it on? It's not on a train
like
now, so it's got to be on a plane. Boat.
It was Taken. Then there was the one on the train, right?
Yeah. So what's this on? That's what I'm saying. Is this on?
No,
a boat?
this is in the Arctic or in Alaska.
Okay, so it's on a snowmobile.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Taken on a snowmobile. Sweet.
And then Glass, the Upside. I'm sorry, Cold Pursuit. Then the Upside did $7 million. Cold Pursuit did $11 million, despite all the controversy. And then Glass rounds out the top 5 in the weekend box office. This is the weekend of February 8th through the 10th, with $6 million box office with Glass. And Glass is well over $200 million, so that's a success. And I was listening to Kevin Smith on Fat Man Beyond, and they started talking about, because I haven't seen Glass yet, and they started talking about the review. They started reviewing the movie, and I was like, they were getting ready to spoil some shit because he announced spoiler alert, and I fucking took my headphones out, and I was like, no, and I just waited, and then I hopped back in. So I don't think they had a lot of positive things to say about it. But they said similar things that we said, which was, we loved Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it with the box office. In the news, Jamie, the Oscars. They're making liars. They're going to make liars out of us this season. They got Black Panther nominated for Best Picture, along with a string of other. Usually when you're nominated for Best Picture, you're going to get, best visual effects or best costume design or best original score. It's usually like
you get something.
Yeah, it has to have a lot of these other things in order for it to be part of the Best Picture nod. But the one thing, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah,
superhero movies,
of course,
being in the limelight. There's
so many of them, they can't ignore it.
Yes,
I mean it's come to that point. It's like, we don't want to. Your Hollywood rubs here, like this is what people want. So they have to feed the masses.
Yes. So not only Black Panther, but of course Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is getting nominated.
Yeah, that got good. That did good.
It's slaughtering, man, as far as the awards are concerned.
I gotta see that damn movie.
But that's a good thing. That's a badge, man. That's a win.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Stuffy old Oscars with the shitty movies we never watch.
Yeah, fuck the Oscars, really.
So, not that I'm going to watch it. I'll probably catch it all on Twitter the next day. But
yeah, that's like the Grammys. My wife was watching that last night. Talk about feeling old, dude. Like,
yeah, dude.
I didn't know Dick. I didn't know who was on there. I knew like Katy Perry, Alicia Keys, and stuff like that. And then there was like other people that came out. Like, and then you think about it, right? I was watching it.
Yeah.
Like, some of this shit, you're just like, dude, these are a bunch of no talent assholes. Like, this is fucking bad. But then there was that chick that came out. It's her.
Yeah. H.E.
She has like legitimate talents. Yes, she can sing. She plays guitar.
Did you know of her before?
I had no idea.
Neither did I, dude. Cindy was watching. Fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. I was on my laptop and we were both watching it together.
Yeah. Well, and and I was like,
but I did feel old
because they're like, oh yeah, she's coming out, and I was like, I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this like fucking junk? Come out. I'm like, damn. She's fucking good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, there's like some artists that'll like pop in, like, I think The Weeknd's good and stuff like that. But then there's like, and Kendrick Lamar, he's good. But then there's like Drake. I don't get it.
Champagne Poppy, man.
That shit fucking is terrible, dude. That shit is very bad at the very least. And then that shit with DJ Khaled, every time that dude pops out, he fucking sucks. Like,
well, I didn't, they did, they had Lady Gaga, of course. She's talented. As fuck.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what I enjoyed, who I just enjoy, and mostly because I've been seeing her on social media, is Cardi B.
I think Cardi B on social media is fucking hilarious.
Right?
She talks about like pussy wedgies and shit. Dude, yo, she's funny, man.
Dude, she comes at it. So she's better than most comedians,
yes,
man.
and she says whatever's on her fucking mind, dude.
And she comes at it, and like today, I think she had a post just about her little girl says dada all the time or papa all the time, and she said mommy for the first time, and she was like, honestly, looked sincerely taken aback, like she was about.
Oh, she's like she's pretty down to earth.
Yeah,
like she like talks about like actual things that goes on with her, and I'll tell you what, her stuff, like some people don't like it, and she's got good like rhymes. Like,
yes,
it's not bad. I don't think it's that bad.
Nah, she's talented, and she's just as we talked about last week watching Jason Momoa's life, how he's having his best life, you know, and then it's almost like the same type of joyful voyeurism. Yeah, when you catch her or Jason Momoa on social media, and she was talking, and then dude, she just like did an act. She had an act at the AVN Awards, the Adult Film Awards.
Well, she used to be a stripper.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was a stripper before this.
That's very easy to believe.
Yeah,
because she's got the moves she's got some pole dancing.
Yeah. Yo, I'll tell you what. Real quick on Drake too. Like, I don't like his music. I think it's bad. But the dude had a really good speech last night.
I didn't catch it.
It was pretty awesome. He like the gist of it is like you could be me or whatever, but he's like, you got to really appreciate the hardworking man that comes out there, man or woman, in the snow, sleet, and hail. That's the most reward I need.
Oh, the one that comes out and sees him.
Comes out and sees me. It beats.
That's cool.
And then they shut him off at that too because he goes, it beats this award. He's like,
no shit.
He's like, he goes, and you know what? For that, I dig the guy. Like, I don't like
respect for him.
Yeah, I don't like his music, but that's a good dude right there. You know, coming out.
You know what? Music is very, it's a very personal thing, right? Granted, I have this opinion about art, right? Like, and I've said it a number of times. I remember looking at this article in the back of this is how old this was, back of a Maxim magazine, of this guy who was getting paid to shove dye up his ass, give himself an enema with colored dye, and then defecate shit on a canvas, and then he was selling his art for like not much, anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 a painting of his shit splattered ink on this canvas.
A shit.
Yeah, you can't.
He's getting paid to take a shit.
Yeah, you can't tell me that dude. If you go, like, I've been to...
That beats shitting on the clock.
Yeah, exactly. But, dude, I've been to Rome and Italy and seen some 2-ton piece of marble that has been sculpted by a genius. Yeah. I'm not going to turn around and say, listen, that asshole and, this... Da Vinci...
Not in the same spectrum.
No way. You can't call him an artist and the other guy an artist the same way. So same way I feel a little bit about music.
Oh yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I was listening to the music the other day, and Post Malone, and he called them, instead of calling pills, he called them pillies, and I was like, fuck you. I was like, dude,
was it a lyric?
It was a lyric. It was like,
so instead of
popping the pillies, I was like, fuck you, dude. You know what I mean?
Because he didn't have something else to rhyme with dillies.
Yeah, this is disposable trash. Like, thank God I won't be listening to this in fucking 10 years.
Well, and that's the thing, man. So
it's disposable.
Yeah, the people that have longevity are the people that are true talents. Like, you look at Alicia Keys, like, she is sick-ass talent, man.
You can listen to her. Like, you're thinking about people today that are out today that are still singing, like you got your Maroon 5s. You're still listening to some of the shit from back in the... I'm trying to be as current as I can be because, because I am older, right?
You fucking geezer. You're talking about Maroon 5 in your repertoire.
but I'm saying, like, if you want to talk, like, currently, you know what I mean?
Dude,
like Katy Perry and Rihanna, these are all talented people.
100%.
And I think, it's got some clout.
Yeah. But you know the ones that aren't going to be around.
Yeah, and then you're just like, this is fucking disposable.
Yeah. But we're going to be called out, man. We're back on. We've condemned award shows, and now we've watched the Grammys, and now we're
I watched it.
talking
That was
highly of
not
the
my
Oscars.
choice. That was not my choice to watch a Grammys. But I'll tell you what, I was watching it because it was on.
Yeah,
And like I said, if
you do
it,
get sucked in though. It's
and if I didn't see it, I wouldn't have saw Drake's speech, and I wouldn't have thought the better. And you know what? So like in that aspect, I have a lot of respect for that guy after that.
yeah,
After him saying that,
then you pulled out something good.
yeah, something positive.
We don't have to shit on everything, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And see, that's me being quick to judge. I was like, yeah, because his music sucks. Maybe he sucks, but he doesn't suck.
No, he's doing something right.
Yeah.
'Cause he's been doing it for a little while.
Yeah, well,
a lot of people love
that's-
his shit
Yeah,
too.
it's not, and I'm one out of like a zillion who love his shit
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
buy the shit out. He has got like #1 selling album for like, it's
Dude,
been a
he's
while
got
now.
Mad respect in the industry.
Yeah,
man.
fuck yeah.
So shifting gears, still in the news. Marvel on Hulu. They just word out is that they just done bringing 4 Marvel properties to Hulu. Howard the Duck, the series called
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith's going to write and produce it. He's doing it with the guy that's doing Aqua Teen, that did Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So Howard the Duck animated adult.
Duck titties. Does Howard sleep with a human chick again?
Might have to
possibly.
get
But that dude's in jail, right? The original villain. He's in jail or died or something.
from
From Howard the Duck.
really?
Yeah.
He was on like Mom and Dad Save the Universe or
So-
something.
yeah, I think so,
Wait,
yeah.
wasn't he?
He did something.
Wasn't he the principal in Ferris Bueller's
Yes,
Day
he
Off?
was. Yes, he was.
Yeah, Rooney,
Yeah.
you're an asshole, Rooney.
What are the other 3 properties?
The other one was MODOK. I don't know if you remember MODOK. MODOK was a giant head, arms sticking out of the side of his head. He's
Gone.
figure out.
Yeah.
But Patton Oswalt's in on that one.
Okay.
So I like Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt was attached to another comic book property. He's crazy. Like he digs graphic novels, Marvel, DC. He's into all that shit, man. So he really likes the medium, and he just did this thing on Sci-Fi. I think it was Sci-Fi. It might have been on one of the other streaming channels called Happy, which I really enjoyed. It was basically about this cop, and then former cop, got into it with the mob, and he's the guy's incorrigible, and his daughter, who he barely knows even exists, has this imaginary friend, which is this tiny animated unicorn voiced by Patton Oswalt, comes and manifests itself as like a real creature that only he can see and his daughter can see, and his daughter's been kidnapped. So the Patton Oswalt unicorn, Happy, helps him to go and find and save his daughter. You think about it, and if someone was to pitch that idea, you'd be like, "What the fuck are you smoking, man?"
Yeah.
But they
Some
put
good shit.
It's good. It's some really good shit. But the series was good, and I think they're doing season 3 now.
Good.
Or season 2 now. The other one was Hit Monkey. I've seen this around the internet. I've never got into the property. And then the last one was Tigra and the Dazzler. And Chelsea Handler's actually involved
I dig
with
her.
that.
She's cool, man.
So it seems like they're getting these sort of
Another social media superstar too, by the way.
100%. But it seems like they're putting these voices that are not Saturday morning cartoon voices, but comedic, adult, geared for that adult ear. And that's who they're attaching to these properties.
Yeah,
which
keep
I
a
think is
lookout
cool.
too for a lot of comedians looking for other work besides doing comedy because
Why do you say that?
it's fucking getting tight, man.
Oh, I see what
yeah,
you're saying.
why? You know what I mean? Why? You're rolling the dice if you open your mouth at this point.
Yeah, it might be better to get some writing deals and sort of a little bit more.
Think
behind
about the
scenes.
Chappelle show nowadays. I don't think it would fly.
Dude, did he get a Grammy for his album? I think he did.
Did he? Dude's awesome. He should have.
He's a genius.
He should get.
Yeah,
he should
Chappelle
get.
show.
He should get many awards.
I agree.
I wonder if that show would fly nowadays.
It should.
It should, but would it?
I don't know.
There'd
But
be a
you know
lot
what?
of butthurt motherfuckers.
I think Nick made this, or you might have made this point. There's an ebb and flow. Like you're going to get this backlash of like real conservatism and real people trying to protect what they say for fear of being, prosecuted in public eye. And then it goes the other way. Because if you think about it, like back in the day, Richard Pryor had his show and he pushed the envelope. Same thing with Saturday Night Live, right? And then you got the Cosbys, right? And you got Happy Days and you got all kinds of stuff. And it got real tame again. And then it started to go the other way, especially with like Chappelle's show and in Living Color in the late mid-80s.
Yeah, dude.
Right? So I think there was a little 7, 8, 10 year ebb and flow where hopefully it'll swing back the other way and these comedians will be able to do their thing. Because you're right. It fucking sucks, man. If people are afraid to say, if you think about it, like that monologue that Louis did on Saturday Night Live was about pedophilia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he danced on that line like so close.
Oh, yeah.
And if you got it, and we talked about this before, if you got it, you were like, that was fucking genius.
It was.
But if it went by
and risky.
Risky as hell, man.
That dude rolled the fucking dice on that.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's what's going on for Marvel and Hulu. And real quick, I just saw something. It wasn't quite official, but it looks like we kind of figured this. Punisher and was the last property, I guess. Oh, Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones
aren't going to make the cut.
No shit.
Yeah, that's kind of
thunk
a given. So what have you been watching?
That Ted Bundy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching that. It's pretty good.
The tapes, right?
The tapes on. And then I was wondering, I saw this, like, I guess 2020 decided to do something too. It's like.
Yeah, they're just trying to draft off of the excitement.
Like odd to do some shit like that. Don't you think?
You can hear the conversation in the producer's room. It's like, yo, man, what are we going to put on? Well, all this Ted Bundy thing is starting to stir up. We should probably do something.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching that. What the hell else? I was going to start something new. I was going to ask you what to start, but I was going to shop.
I would check out Deadly Class on Sci-Fi.
Okay.
Dude, so I've watched the third episode of it because it's in a series, right? It's not a Netflix thing. But I watched the third episode and the second episode when I did the recommendation the last week, and I said it's kind of like Breakfast Club meets Harry Potter, and it's, only with assassins instead of magic. And they started out the third episode where the kids had detention. They did a beat for beat nod to Breakfast Club.
Sweet.
I mean, Emilio Estevez, when he grabs his...
well, the anniversary came up recently.
Did it?
Yeah, 30 years or 33 years, something like that.
I think it came out 85 or 86.
But yeah, that was like a day or so.
Yeah.
A couple days ago.
But dude, it was like beat for beat. Like I'm watching it and I'm like...
Dude, he's fucking... John Hughes, anything is awesome.
Yeah, dude, they did like Emilio Estevez when he grabs the strings on his sweatshirt and he goes back and forth with him and he's looking with his head like a dopey jock.
Yeah.
And then they did the Ali Sheedy thing where she wraps the string around her finger to cut the circulation off.
Yeah.
And I was like, no shit, they're really going for it. And then of course there was a bunch of murdering and killing.
Yeah, well,
which was cool.
Yeah, I gotta watch. I'll pick something out this week. I'll start watching it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I gotta catch up on Titans. I hear that's still good.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that at the beginning of the show, but Flash, I was watching that, and it comes up in the news today that one of the main characters is leaving. Cisco Ramon. I don't know that he's
been there from the beginning.
Yeah, and I don't know his actual name, but it seems to me like he thinks he can go off and do something better.
Ooh.
Now, okay, maybe
the fact that you don't know his name.
Yeah, maybe he can. Okay. But, dude, like, if you got something, especially like this, just ride it the fuck out, dude. You know what I mean?
Save that money.
You get a constant paycheck. The chances of you making it in that industry is very nil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to branch out, if it was me, Just a tip. I would fucking stick with what you got, get that paycheck, and then you can try to like dabble in other things on the side. Like you're going to have to put in some extra hours.
Yeah.
But why would you leave something that you got a good paycheck to?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I mean, Howard says that all the time too, man. But it's like sometimes it turns around. Sometimes, I mean, you never know. But
how many of those though?
Not many.
Yeah, I can't even think of one. Like how many like branched out success? Like we talked about Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Okay, like, but that poor bastard went through how many years?
15 years.
Even if you go between Game of Thrones to this point now.
Oh yeah, well there's Game of Thrones.
But before that, and I'm sure if you ask that guy, he'd be like, dude, I'm lucky.
Yeah, dude. Well, you look at, like, I forget, this was years ago. I heard this statistic. It was like probably about 15, 20 years ago. I heard this statistic because a guy I knew, a buddy of mine, went out on a vacation for like 2-3 weeks or something like that. And he went out to LA, and he wanted to give it another go to see, put some feelers out and see if he could make some connections to get it back into acting. And of course he came back because you can't really do shit in 3 weeks, right? And this was before the internet. This is like 98, not before the internet, but before the internet was as prevalent as it was now. And he, first he said, it's not who you know, it's who you blow. And then he said that on average, out of all the actors that have actual SAG cards, he said the average income is about $7,500 a year.
Yeah, I believe it, dude.
Because it's diluted, right? You got your top 2% that are making millions.
Yeah.
And then you got everybody else.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And if you got that constant paycheck, like this dude's going to like be worse off than like Vin Diesel. Because at least Vin Diesel found something that he could sink his teeth into, per se.
Vin Diesel's still Groot, and he still gets a paycheck from...
Yeah, from like the Fast and Furious. And then, Riddick was like, okay.
Every time it's got a show, they get a little piece, a little chunk.
Remember he like went away from like Fast and Furious because he wanted to do other, and then he was like, oh shit. Yeah. Shouldn't have done that. Mistake. Went right back, dude, like a fucking boomerang. And smartly so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have done the same thing, but I wouldn't have left in the first place.
Well, here's the thing, man. You're not going to go and you're not going to turn around and get a regular job. Yeah. Are you kidding me? You're going to be in the industry for 15 years, and then you're going to turn around and be like, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a mid-level job in some shit company.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, like, a Kevin Smith would tell you first, he would probably tell that Cisco Ramon dude. He'd be like, dude,
get that paper.
Get that motherfucking money, buddy.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. It's tough out there.
Yeah.
It's a tough world out there.
Yeah, because he's been through
the ringer.
Yeah, I've been following him for a while now, and he's definitely been through the ringer. I remember when he begged off, when he had that, it was like a 1-2 punch. He got too fat to fly, or they kicked him off the airplane for being too fat. And then he got the Cop Out. He got shit on with Cop Out because of the timing and when it came out. I forget what it was, but he was like, I'm out. I'm not doing films anymore.
And then now
he's doing Howard the Duck.
Yeah, he's doing Howard the Duck. But before that, he had like a couple, even his regular career, he had like a couple good movies, but they were cult followings. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I love them. I think they're great.
Me too.
But, of the masses, that guy would tell you, stick with what is paying.
Yeah, but he's a straight up hustler, man. Like that dude, if he's not
he's stuck and moved.
Yeah, if he's not going to make money doing movies, he's going to make money writing comic books.
Yep.
If he's not going to make money writing, he's going to do an evening with Kevin Smith. If he's not doing an evening with Kevin Smith, he's doing his Smodcast tours and stuff like that. So the dude's definitely making money. And then, he's still got like Secret Stash and all that stuff.
Although that Cisco dude, he does have constant pay if he wanted to.
Those shows are going to be in syndication forever.
But he could do the Comic-Con route too, where that pays out.
Dude, those motherfuckers make bank.
Yeah,
like I heard Stephen Amell, Arrow, right?
Yeah.
That he can pull down like $200,000, $250,000 in a weekend.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you do that?
like bags of cash.
Yeah. My point is I would just stick with what I got.
Yeah, save your money.
And if I wanted to do other things, I'd still do what I'm doing and spend the extra time and try to branch out that way.
Yeah, but I think the one drawback, and I heard this in an interview with Stephen Amell, he said that the pace on those series, because there's all this crossover, is brutal. And he said his initial deal was shit.
Well, it always is because they're no names.
Yeah. But he was like, he had to really push back on a lot of these expectations, and he was like, no, man, listen. And sometimes he in the interview that I heard him in, he was like, I think it was with Mark Maron, or no, it might have been, I can't remember who it was. But Michael Rosenbaum, I think it was, on Inside of You. But it was one of these things where he was like, if you take it out of context, it looks like he's being an asshole. But this is the guy that's working his balls off.
He's just
hustling.
Reality checking.
Yeah. He's saying, listen, man, because if he's not going to push back, they're just going to keep moving.
Oh, yeah. They'll just use you as a speed bump.
Yeah. Just use it, just dry you right up, and then throw you away.
You're a condom at that point. Straight stroking it too.
Coney Island whitefish.
Yeah.
So I just got done watching part 2 in The Death of Superman, the animated.
Okay, how is that?
It's good, man.
That is good?
Them guys know what they're doing, man. They really know what they're doing.
And that's on the DC network thing.
Yeah, that's on DC. That was, I think Michael Liu is the guy that's been helming all these DC properties as a director, and has just been crushing it, man. They did, because you and I both, we got the comics when they came out.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Got the black bag, and then the white bag, and the armband, and everything when that the Superman. It was such a big deal. Unfortunately, now the comics aren't really worth shit. But it was.
They released so many of them.
Yeah, they saturated the market, and now the internet just crushed all that stuff. But it's good. It's really good. They do a good job at modernizing the story because it came out in '93, and now people didn't have cell phones and everything like that back then. At least not like they do now. Good job modernizing the story. Good job, weaving it all into a short feature. The voice performances are great. The action's great. You just love it when Superman comes back. And as much as he is he's the Boy Scout, right? There's a moment of badassery. If you capture it right, there's some badassery there, because when he comes back, he's a little depleted and he's getting the shit kicked out of him by Cyborg Superman because he isn't fully revitalized, and they have to do that, right? But then, spoilers, he's in space at the Watchtower. Lois is with him. He's battling with Cyborg Superman. And then he gets Lois opens up the shield doors, and he gets a blast of the red sun, or the yellow sun. And it's he gets supercharged, and he starts putting an ass beating on Cyborg Superman. But yeah, really, really well done. It's on DC Universe, but I think you can get it on Amazon. You can rent it for $5 on Amazon.
No shit.
Yeah. So you don't have to go into the subscription of but they do all the characters. I forgot how it was a pretty masterful move from DC and a big money play on that whole death and rebirth.
Yeah, well, if you remember, they released 4 or 5 different subjects that could be Superman, potentially. And then those were separate issues. Mm-hmm. And then they went into the reveal.
Yeah.
And then there was the death of Superman. It wasn't just the black comic. There was the 7 issues or so of the funeral for a friend.
Yes, exactly. They had 3 arcs. They had the Doomsday, Funeral for a Friend, and then I guess it was the Return. Yeah,
something like that. But, they loaded up the comics on each one of those because they did each venue. It was Justice League.
Yeah.
Superman,
because
the Adventures of Superman.
Yeah.
They did it all like that.
But I'm sorry, the last one was the Reign of the Supermen.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it was Doomsday, Funeral for a Friend, and then Reign of the Supermen.
And I remember those comics because, like, I would have one open one with the fucking cards.
Yes.
And then I have one unopened one.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was going to be worth a lot of money.
Dude, did you ever have any friends that did that with like Matchboxes or with Star Wars figures? One open, one not.
Not Star Wars figures, but other stuff, GI Joes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wish I kept some of my GI Joes unopened because I don't.
I'm glad. I played the fuck out of them.
Yeah, I did play with the fuck out of them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, toys are meant to be played with, man.
That's true.
Not kept under plastic. Because, man, doing that
to
to
end
a
up
kid,
like the 40-year-old virgin. Not getting laid till you're 40. That's no good.
Oscar Goldman's worth so much more money.
Yeah, that's no fucking good. Yeah,
but it did have dope ass gaming chair, man.
No, true. But there's this thing called pussy. Yeah, I mean, and that changes things.
That movie's so good, man. What did Seth Rogen say something about? Like it looks like Neverland Ranch in here.
Yeah. Neverland Ranch.
And I've seen I don't know how it just gets into my video feed, my YouTube feed, but like I'll watch bloopers of a lot of the Apatow stuff.
Yeah,
and they're really good, and which led me to one of the outtake reels of Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd doing the How I Know You're Gay.
Yeah.
He's like, how I know you're gay because you suck guys' dicks or something like. And he goes, how I know you're gay because you suck that guy's dick. Anyway, I'm butchering it. Anyway, that's it for news and what I'm watching. One thing I wanted to pick up on, and we touched on it a little bit, and this is a little bit along the topic. So Disney's doing a ton of live action remakes. We've talked about it before with a lot of the trailers that are coming out. You got Dumbo that's coming on the horizon. I think it's the next live action that's being released, and then Aladdin after that, and Lion King after that. So this year alone, I think maybe into 2020. There's some big titles coming out.
Yeah, Lion King looked all right because I saw that one, but that Aladdin looked fucking that CG looked fucking janky. I'm using your words. I'm stealing.
Yeah, use them, man.
Dude, that shit looked bad. Like,
hopefully they'll tighten that
bad.
shit
And I'm
up.
not digging the Will Smith Genie, man. And like I said, I loved him in Hitch, Men in Black. Mm-hmm. I mean, I liked all his movies.
He's
honestly.
fantastic.
But I don't like what they got going on there. I thought that was a wrong move.
Yeah. I read an interview with him one time where he had a very deliberate plan on how the beats in which he should have movies laid out. And I think it was like every 2 or 3 that he had to do something sci-fi or sci-fi fantasy superhero type thing. And then do something that's a little bit more grounded. Like, it was very deliberate, like with the movies that he did.
There's a method to his madness.
Yeah. And so, but he's a little older now.
Yeah,
he's done a ton.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just blaming who did the casting on that.
Who would you think would make a good Genie?
I would have picked like a Jim Carrey or something like that. Yeah. You need somebody like goofy, like you're not going to get another Robin Williams, obviously, but you want something Robin Williams-esque, right? Like something crazy, goofy. I mean, Jim Carrey, I'm just shooting off the hip there. I mean,
somewhat a comedian.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I would do. Something.
Yeah.
Some guy that can do.
Jim Carrey can do all the voices.
He can do voices. He can do like facial expressions and stuff like that. Like, especially if you're doing live action, you don't have the animation you can fall back on.
Yeah.
So you're going to need a guy that can do facial expressions, like good body language.
Yeah. Be really, quote, no pun intended, animated.
Yeah. Animated in the moment. I mean, that's a tough character, and I just think it's a poor choice. I mean.
Yeah. Especially, because you're coming off a real high with that Dumbo trailer, and you're like, damn. Because it's got Danny DeVito and it's got
dude. They could have picked Chappelle. I think that would have been fucking funny. Can you imagine that? or some shit like
Dude,
that.
that would be ridiculous.
I would probably tell me you wouldn't be intrigued.
I would be fascinated, man.
Exactly. Or like
Dave Chappelle as the genie from
dude,
Aladdin.
that'd be fucking hilarious. You'd be like, what? I'd be like, I'm saying it. Tell me you wouldn't say that.
That would be fantastic. Oh yeah, would they have my money, man? I would be there right away.
Yeah, I think the Will Smith choice is bad.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm with you. And then I was cringing, man. And of course, the internet just blew the fuck up. It was like, oh no, no.
Yeah, I mean, you're on hallowed ground, and then people are just fucking bashing it.
Yeah.
And I like Will Smith. I hope he doesn't get skewered too bad.
He's gonna get well, this goes back to what we were talking about, man. The internet is ruthless.
Yeah.
They're gonna kill him if this doesn't pull off.
Yeah.
I think what they do that sometimes most of the studios is they put it out there. Like we were talking about the Alita Battle Angel, and by the way, that's coming out this weekend. I think we're gonna check it out. But the Alita Battle Angel, the first cuts that came out, the physical features of the main character, her eyes were really big.
Yeah, you were telling me about
But
that.
I think they responded to what people's feedback was.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll do that.
I don't know.
Because-
from what I saw, I know it was only a couple minutes or a minute. But dude,
Yeah.
even besides the Will Smith aspect, like the whole like other part of it was just like, ugh.
Yeah, man.
It looks icky.
It makes me feel
Yeah,
icky. So you're like, I think they're gonna rock with Dumbo. How could they not? That cast is killer.
I think Lion King looks pretty good.
Lion King, I think they're gonna do a really great job. But they got a bunch scheduled, man.
They did go with Jumanji. That was good. Or not Jumanji, Jungle Book. That was
Jungle
good.
Book?
That was good.
They did a bunch of it. They did Mowgli, and then they did Jungle Book too. But I don't think Mowgli was theirs. I think that's public domain, that property. Lady and the Tramp, which I didn't think there was a big ask for that. And that seems like a little bit more old school. But they did Beauty and the Beast.
That was good.
And
that was actually really good.
Yeah. But Lady and the Tramp's like old school.
Yeah, well, shit, they just did Mary Poppins. That's pretty old.
Yeah, but that wasn't an animated first.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know, Mulan they're coming out with.
Mulan, that was a good movie.
That was a great movie. Think they'll get Eddie Murphy to do the dragon?
I don't see why not. Hey, possibly.
Yeah, he was the dragon before. And then they're doing
They could have done Eddie Murphy as fucking the genie.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
I would have done that.
And he's already kind of in the hearts and minds of that. Like he's taken on that friendly.
But he's funny. He's got like, I'm telling you, they're missing out on the fact that, I mean, I think I've seen Will Smith's repertoire.
Yeah, Will Smith's a badass, but Eddie Murphy is a fucking baller.
But I'm talking about like with the genie. Like there's like
not a lot of range.
Yeah, you need a huge range. You need like I said, comedy, voices, facial expressions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You're like changing at the drop of a hat, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of Mask-esque.
Yeah,
you know, Jim Carrey. That's
why I said Jim Carrey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's huge.
It's a big ask for someone, for anybody. Even if you ask Eddie Murphy or Jim Carrey, it's still a big ask. But I think Will Smith is way off. You're out in the weeds.
Yeah. I think I don't think it's going to be. Hopefully it'll be good. I don't think it's going to be that, man, because it looks. Yikes! Whoop. But other things that they have on the list on the docket. Maleficent 2. Remember Maleficent?
Maleficent was awesome.
That was good.
That was really good. That movie they did a really good job with.
Yes.
I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Me too, man. I thought they did a killer job at it. I mean, and just the way they handled the material. They did an origin story on Maleficent. You know, she wasn't,
Reese loved that movie. She was dressed up. Really? She dressed up as Maleficent.
Yeah, that's right. That was a great costume for her.
Yeah. Brand made that.
Yeah, your voice very crafty, in a good way. And then Cruella, they're coming out. These are all they're all in production, I guess, pre-production.
Please don't say Frozen because I can't sit through that
Well,
bullshit.
they're coming out with Frozen 2, you know that, but not live action. You can get. They don't need live action. They had that thing tour around the whole
Movie's
country.
fucking bad. So bad. How about Tangled? They're going to do a live Tangled?
No, they're going to do Cruella, Pinocchio.
Okay.
Hunchback.
Yeah, I told you about that. Like Robert Downey Jr. wanted to do Geppetto.
Yeah,
Like really bad. I don't know what happened with that, but
I don't know that.
that'd be cool. Yeah,
People are fucked up now, man. They're going to take all kinds of perverse looks at that and poke at it on the internet.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, he was like, when you heard him talk about, like, he was like, that was like his lifelong dream. Like, he was like into it. I was like,
I want to be an old man that makes a
well,
boy.
if he's into that, I mean, let him go for it, you know?
But
Fuck
you
it.
could see, like, I could see the SNL skit in my brain.
Yeah.
Right? You know?
We'll see what happens.
Robert Downey Jr. to host SNL, who would be returned.
Fuck yeah, it would be a return because he
Yeah.
was an old cast member.
That's right. He's like, it's been 25 years.
Yeah.
And then they talk about. Never mind. You can fill in the blanks on how they would twist that one up. And then the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Lilo and Stitch.
That was okay. That wasn't like the greatest, but that was okay.
That seemed a little leaned towards direct to video. You know, not
Yeah. It was okay though. I watched that over Wall-E like 1,000 times. That fucking movie.
Get out of here, man.
Dude, Wall-E sucked, dude.
No
that was so
way.
predictable and it was fucking garbage.
How is it predictable?
It was just
a little on the nose with the environmental stuff.
It was just annoying. Yes. Like I was just, dude, and that movie, that is not a children's movie. It fucking drug on. If you can name a 5-year-old that can sit through that bullshit, I will fucking give you $1 million. I guarantee you cannot find a 5-year-old that will sit through that entire movie and not wander.
It was a bit much for a 5-year-old.
It's more than a bit much. It was fucking stupid.
Well, was it? So Reese was the 5-year-old, right? Maybe
They all hated it. Cullen's too young to watch a movie, but Maddox doesn't like it. He thinks it's stupid, and he's like, "Yeah, that movie's stupid."
You know, it is a tough.
Reese
haul.
thinks it's stupid. I remember when that came out. I didn't have kids, and my buddy goes, "I took the kids to the movies this weekend." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what'd you see?" We saw Wall-E, and I was like, "Oh yeah, how's that?" And he's like, "My kid got up in the middle of the movie, and he's like, Dad, this movie sucks. Let's leave." And he's like, "All right."
Now that I'm thinking about it, all right. So think about how that movie starts out. Right, it's pretty bleak.
Yeah,
It's just this.
it's
little,
dry.
Yeah, it's pretty bleak.
And it starts off really slow, and that slowness rolls on till about 3/4 of the movie, and then it fires up.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. What about what was the one Up?
Up was good.
Did the kids like Up?
Yeah, the kids thought that was awesome.
Even though it was like old people in
Yeah,
the
but
beginning?
they thought like they were like it was good. It was sad. It had like
Had a talking dog.
It was funny.
Big goofy bird.
Yeah, it was funny. They liked it.
That
They
was a
sat
good
through it.
movie.
It was an awesome movie.
It's a heartbreaking beginning, though.
Dude, even like the whole thing, it's like it makes you sad. It's
Yeah.
a tearjerker, dude.
Yeah. I want to
And now
watch it.
compare Up compared to Wall-E.
No, yeah, come on. It's not. You're right. It's no comparison.
Dude, like I that rating that we looked up before on Wall-E,
Yeah.
that is fucking way off, dude. Like if you look at all Disney or Pixar, that movie fucking sucked. That is at the bottom for me. That's pretty bad. And the only reason I don't like Frozen, like I said the story's kind of lame. It just seems that stories seem lazy. It seemed very lazy.
Yeah. But the thing is that Wall-E actually.
Yeah, you said it did good.
It actually won an Oscar in 2009.
Yeah, because that why and that's the kind of movie that would win an Oscar. You know why? Because it's like it's so pretentious. It like seeps through its pores.
It's pretty on the nose.
Yeah, it's like okay,
Yeah.
obviously that won an Oscar, but did it win an
Honestly,
Oscar?
Your judgment is skewed, Jamie, because it won an Oscar. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's other shit that won an Oscar that's still shit.
Best animated feature, best original music, best original screenplay,
Yeah, it
best
sucks.
sound mixing, best sound editing. Whew. That's a pretty good movie.
The movie sucked. It was bad.
All right.
All right, if you ask regular people, what was their top 10 movies? You think Wall-E would pop up in any of them?
No.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
What if it was what is your best top 10 Pixar movies?
Ugh, I'd have to think about that. Can I come back to
Think
that?
it would come up there? Do you think people would say Wall-E was in the top 10?
Absolutely not. I would actually wager on that.
Yeah?
Oh fuck yeah! I would
Toy Story 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. Are you up to 4?
Incredibles, dude. You can go off the rails. Up.
Yeah. What about grossing? I mean, we talk about the dollars, man. What if it's up there?
I think that
Should
was
we go to the great googly movie?
No, it's possible that it grossed a shit ton, but it might have done what whatchamacallit did this past weekend. It could have done a Lego movie where it went up against nothing.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
WALL-E is not in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, even look up DVD sales, because that's back when DVDs were popular. If you look that up, I bet you it's shit. I guarantee you it's like in the fucking crapper. Because that's a true tale. Like back in the day, you could tell when people go to see a movie, but especially Disney movies, because kids like to watch shit on repeat. I can't tell you how many times I watch Moana. I watch that like a zillion fucking times. And I'll tell you what, I can watch it a zillion more. You know why? Because it was good. It was written well. It was done well. WALL-E, dude, that is torture. If you want to torture me, put that bullshit on. Stick bamboo shoots up my fingernails and put that fucking movie on.
What would you, as far as Pixar movies, are there any worse
than WALL-E?
Yeah. Cars 3?
I'd still rather watch it.
Really?
Yeah, just because like at least something's going on. Listen, I watch WALL-E. I get the story. It's dumb and it's not for kids. It totally is like
it is. It has got a lot.
It's
of pretentious.
You're a pretentious asshole. Is what you are.
All right, I believe you, and I agree with you. I don't agree with the fervor in which your conviction is laid.
Oh, that's so bad. What would be your top movie? I'm trying to think.
Top Pixar?
Probably Toy Story, I guess. Would you say just because OG?
I'd say Incredibles 1.
Yeah, that fucking movie was awesome.
It was rocked, man.
Did it hit like? It hit everything. You know what I mean?
I was waiting. It's like we got one shitty sucker punch after another for these stupid ass Fantastic Four movies, and these guys come out of the gate with the best Fantastic Four movie ever.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was good. You know? And then trying to think of the other ones. Cars 1 was all right. Then when they did the planes thing, that was like
Planes sucked.
Yeah, that sucked. That would probably
Planes. I'd say Planes is.
That's probably their worst, I guess, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't think that. I wasn't real crazy about
Nemo. Even
Nemo.
Finding Dory was awesome.
Yeah,
that Finding Dory is probably the best. Well, I'm thinking Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story 3 was another sucker punch.
Yeah, that was. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
You're right. You're totally right.
And that moment when they're going towards that incinerator, I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, this is good.
And this is animated.
You think you're like you go into it thinking you're just watching it because you're bleeding off of Toy Story 1 and 2.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And you're like, this might be better.
Yeah, and they do some cool hand Luke shit with the teddy bear that was running the camp.
Yeah.
Man,
it's cool, man.
So good. A big, it was just fantastic. All right, last but not least. Fun fact. So I was listening to again Fat Man on Batman or Fat Man Beyond.
You don't say.
And I do say quite often actually. And Kevin Smith had this inside scoop. He was in London working on some shit, and he got to go to Pinewood again with JJ for the Star Wars Episode 9. I think that's what the context was. But then he was talking to some of the people that are just crew that work on this shit. You know, there's thousands of people that work on these movies, right? And so he's just, rubbing elbows and talking to these guys just on a regular. And they started talking about Justice League and how there was a Zack Snyder's Justice League, but then he had to bail, right? And then Joss Whedon's Justice League, right? When he took over and that finished up that movie. But it turns out that Jim Lee, DC creative genius Jim Lee, actually did storyboards to plot out not just one Justice League movie, but 3.
Yeah, I heard that before, though.
Did you?
Yeah, I heard that there's supposed to be a couple of them.
Yeah, well, 3.
I thought 2, but I didn't know 3, but I heard 2, at least 2.
Well, they said, what he said was that there was the one that we saw with Steppenwolf,
Okay.
and that he would get defeated, but then there's this understanding that Darkseid would enter the picture.
Okay.
Right? And then 2 would be they would have to go to space. And I don't know if they go to Darkseid's homeworld or whatever, but they throw down they get defeated. And they get the shit kicked out of them. And then Darkseid goes to Earth and levels Earth. And that's where you get the seeds that Snyder planted in Batman v Superman. Seeds where, there's this post-apocalyptic world, and there's a bunch of parademons flying around, and then there's
I got you.
And then there's a scene with Alfred.
So there was a point to Superman v.
Yes. There was like a lot of things going on, but because of the way that Batman v Superman was received, that the executives at Warner Brothers lost some faith, and rather than gamble on yet another $200 million budget one after the other, they kind of trimmed everything up. One thing that he had mentioned that he thought was pretty cool, was there's a scene where Alfred's in the Batcave, and Jeremy Irons is like, he says the thing where he's like, "Thank God you're here. We almost lost hope." I'm paraphrasing. But one of the special effects guys, and then this is coming right from Kevin Smith, one of the special effects guys said, we had green lights. So the Green Lantern Corps was going to come in.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
And that's also who they were going to engage with in
because they showed a hint of that. That's pretty cool.
Like, dude, as shitty as that Green Lantern movie was with Ryan Reynolds.
Green Lantern's not that bad. Like the Green Lantern Corps, like
their depiction of the Green Lantern Corps in that movie, that shitty Green Lantern movie, was pretty cool.
Yeah, the depiction of the actual
to bring some of that.
Listen, I'll be honest with you, that Green Lantern movie, I kind of liked it a little bit. It was like a guilty pleasure. I actually watched it a couple times. I'm not gonna lie,
it's pretty bad, man.
It's bad, but it was like at the time there wasn't that much material. If you think about it,
and it fed wasted opportunity.
It was a wasted opportunity. Don't get me wrong, but it fed my need for.
Yeah, well, it's like a Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 3 was like, I'll watch it.
Exactly.
It's like watching a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, the worst out of them was that Fantastic Four. Probably that was fucking bad.
Yeah. Ooh.
I think
every one of them sucked.
Yeah, I think I'd take Green Lantern. Well, the one wasn't. It wasn't like the worst thing I've ever seen.
The most recent one with Michael B. Jordan.
No, what was the one with Jessica Alba?
Yeah, that was the one right before that.
That was okay. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. Listen, okay is a stretch, but it was okay.
Michael Chiklis says the thing in the rubber suit.
But
yikes,
the other ones are fucking terrible.
Yeah, I now that they're in the hands of Marvel, I just can't wait to see what they do with it.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, last fun fact: Jennifer Aniston turns 50.
Jesus.
God damn, I feel old. What the fuck,
dude? I'll tell you what, man.
50.
That's a good looking 50.
You ain't shitting. Dude, 50 when I was a kid did not look anything like that.
Fuck, dude.
Dude, she's only 3 years older than I am.
She is smoking this hot, dude.
Dude, and it was like, so, and I saw a recent picture of her, and shit, she's holding up.
She is fucking tight.
Dude, and she does, like, of course, with money comes that kind of privilege, and with that kind of privilege, you can keep it together.
Yeah, but see, maybe she is doing plastic surgery or whatever.
I don't think she's doing plastic surgery.
I don't think she is. And this is what I was talking about like a couple episodes ago about just keeping it fucking natural, dude.
Yeah.
Granted, in her case, the coins have fallen where they may in a positive way in her note, right? Yeah. But even if they don't, she still would have aged gracefully, and I still would have thought her to be sexy. Even if,
man.
Like if I see like wrinkles and stuff, I still think you're sexy, man. Just let them.
100%.
I don't like when you're trimming shit off and then you're a plastic doll. That looks weird, dude.
Yeah.
If I want a fucking piece of plastic, I'll go down to a local sex shop and I'll buy one and blow one up and fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's into that.
Put the Rachel wig on it.
Yeah, like, nobody's into that. Nobody wants to fuck a piece of plastic, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well,
Keep it natural.
Like, you'll see close-ups of her in some of the movies that she's been involved in, like, recently. And you're right. She does have she's got a little bit of wrinkles around the eyes.
Yeah,
and stuff
I like that.
But that's okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. I like to know that you're human.
Yeah,
I like to know that you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll bet you know what? She's probably does what all the things that, you know, like I said, access and privilege to do. Like, you know, probably has the trainer and the dietitian and the cryo after the workout and the sauna, the infrared sauna,
but
all that shit.
As long as she's not getting the,
But it's not the stitch, nip, tuck.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Please, don't do that.
Yeah.
No need.
That's all I have for this week. Jamie, you got anything else?
Damn, dude. You got me all, like, hyped up thinking about her. She's fucking hot.
Go watch what's
Rub one out.
Go
Go and punch a clown.
what was the one where she was a sexy dentist?
Oh, yeah.
With Charlie Day?
Horrible Bosses.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes or Google Play. We're also on Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube. And if you're digging the show, leave us a nice review and definitely subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram at NJJ Show, or if you're on the Facebook, search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show and follow our page. All we do with the page, really, for the most part, is just post stuff. Post when when the episode goes up and it's available. So thanks again, everybody. And Nick, we miss you terribly. And have an awesome week, everyone.